Welcome back to the Always Thinking Mindset channel, where we give you positive vibes and simple rules to achieve your goals. In today's video, we're going to speak on 3 things to focus on for a better lifestyle. Now, if you like today's video and you get some value out of this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. We do encourage it because it does help the algorithm. You don't have to be subscribed to the channel. That's okay. At least give it a thumbs up. But if you love the channel, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, in the first rule we speak on today, it's actually with your mind. You have to learn how to protect your mind in order to have a better lifestyle. People forget this, right? Simple as reading a book. You have meditation. There's plenty of ways to protect your mind. A big, beautiful brain that's healthy and sustainable is what I want, and hopefully everybody in between here. But you got to understand, reading, relaxation, rest, all that plays into your mind because what good is it when you have no gas in the gas tank? I know I wake up every day and I make sure I have to be recharged, but don't mind these eyes. But just to come back on lifestyle, you have to focus and be intentional of the mind. Reading books, the National Institute of Health encourages reading books, right? Because it builds neurons in your brain and it just increases the longevity of a healthy and full lifestyle. This is why reading is so good. But on top of that, it's not just reading, right? I encourage meditation. If you never have done it, please try. At least try it once. That's my motto. But when I first started meditating, I first thought it was dumb, it was stupid, this is going nowhere. But you learn to gradually progress, right? You might do 1 minute, you might do 5 minutes, you might do 10 minutes. Next thing you're doing an hour. But with this being said, you got to learn how to protect your mind in order to last, to make it last. But within the mind, you have to feed it. You got to give it good nutrients, good nutrition, get your diet right, right? Because what good is it if you're actually putting the wrong fuel in the wrong gas tank? Because now the machine doesn't operate right. But when you start eating this healthy lifestyle and actually eating brain food, it helps. It helps with lifestyles. It helps with decision making. It just helps the overall better quality of you, which everybody wants. Now, with the mind, you also have to challenge it, right? We can't just, the term out there right now is brain rot. It's not challenging to the mind, but play chess. Obviously, there's plenty of things you can do, and social media is a bad part, but at the same time, I use it, right? But I do it for educational purposes, just like this video, which I encourage. But you have to learn how to challenge it sometimes, whether it's puzzles or games or something to challenge the mind to help it grow, especially if you're young. But that goes over the first rule in order to enhance your lifestyle. Now, let's talk about the second rule. The second rule is actually physical health. Physical health is a component where, listen, I don't care how much money you have. If you're in bad health, you will do anything. You will spend all your money just to get good health. That's what people don't understand. And what good is burnout and hard work and all that good stuff that came along with it if you're just in a hospital bed or you're actually closer to death than anybody else? Now, in order to have a better lifestyle, you have to stay active. Exercise, obviously, it helps with lifestyles, but be intentional about it. That's the thing. People try it one time and then they give up. They don't understand that it's a long process. It's a long building mechanism, just like everything else. So you got to learn how to stick to the guns on that. But at the same time, which leads me to stamina. Stamina is one of those things that it's exactly like lifting weights one time. Congratulations, you lifted the weight. But stamina is like you have to lift it multiple times, right? Because you're building muscle, you're building, your whole physical component of the body. Because instead of breaking it down, you're helping it rebuild. And I always say, if you want a healthy lifestyle, you have to learn how to, have the stamina to actually go farther beyond than what you originally have been doing. Whether it's laying down on the couch watching Netflix, which is nothing wrong, but put in the work in the front, right? Put in the work, put in the hard work, which leads me to the next segment, which is rest. Rest to me means that, recovery. A lot of people take rest as this laziness, but no, that you got to understand. Put in the hard work front, then you get the benefit of resting. You could do whatever you want, not whatever. Don't eat ice cream, and that kind of kills the what you're actually trying to do there. But rest is very important. Be intentional. Go to sleep on time, right? Wake up refreshed. Stretch in the morning. Do things to actually prolong your life and just be in a better mood. So, this is why I tell everybody this actually is a huge factor that we constantly ignore that helps your lifestyle. So, if you're able to rest, you're actually able to take on more problems, more things in life, and not let it affect you. It also helps with depression, anxiety, high blood pressure. The list goes on and on. I mean, you don't even have to be a doctor. You will feel the difference just you getting good rest. So, leads me to my last and final rule here, which is relationships, right? We all like to work hard. I know I do. I love to work hard, but at the same time, we have to learn how to socialize. And I hate to say this, especially in this day and age, but when I grew up, we didn't have YouTube, and here's my when I grew up, this is how this worked. But it's the reality, right? We didn't have phones. We had to go play outside with our bikes. We had to stay out till the sun went down, and even then, our parents kind of locked the door and said, "Stay out." Be active. But at the same time, you got to learn how to socialize, be a human, interact with everybody. We are made here to build relationships, to share and serve others. And at the same time, you're going to get fulfillment. And, you have to have a life. I will tell you this, that when I first got into practice as a lawyer, there was plenty of lawyers living in an office, and it's usually a 10 by 10 box, right? And I will clock in maybe 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and I will leave 7 p.m., sometimes 9 p.m. But I would see other attorneys in there, and they're just dreading and still stressed, and that's 12 hours of stress, not socializing. Just to me, that is the wrong way to live. I don't care how much they pay you, or at the same time, you're sacrificing other things in lieu of money. So try to strategize a little bit better on building relationships, right? Also, whenever you have this positive lifestyle of building the relationships, start with your family, right? Your friends, and whether it's you being intimate and just seeking out relationships, dating, don't be a loser. That's the main message there. And I hate to be that way, but at the same time, there's more to purpose in life than what you think it is. And as you grow, you gradually learn, especially when you have children, you grow more patient. But it's a constant work, right? You have to constantly work at these relationships. You have to build and just be a stronger and better you. So, with these three things and three tips of sustaining a better lifestyle, I always say focus on yourself. You come before you. You got to understand that no one is going to put you first, then yourself, because in the end, you matter. And I hate to say that other people don't care. They don't care about your health, your values, your morals. They got their own life going on, right? But at the same time, if you can set the example, if you can lead the way and just sustain a more healthy, robust lifestyle, then that's the key. Well, I hate to get on my box about that, but at the same time, like I said, I grew up pretty poor. I had nobody to turn to, and nobody explained this to me because life is hard, right? Life is very hard. And if you have no mentors, if you have no one to navigate, then it's going to be a little harder for you. But if you have somebody, especially like me, I love to learn, I love to listen, and I love to explain, especially to the viewers out there, I will share everything with you, what I've learned and what I've been through, because it matters to me. That's how I serve. But if you enjoyed today's episode, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It does help the algorithm. If you love the channel, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll go ahead and talk soon.